Welcome to Boom Trust Podcast, where we discuss important topics about neurodevelopmental disorders. Neurodevelopmental disorders include, but are not limited to, cerebral palsy, autism spectrum disorder, ADD, ADHD, among others. And these are disorders that emanate from injuries on the developing brain or the central nervous system. Today, we are featuring a very beautiful girl here in Nairobi, Kenya, who has bravely been able to navigate the odds of cerebral palsy. And she is, in fact, the second runners-up of Miss Inclusive Kenya 2024. So she has done amazingly well to navigate the odds of cerebral palsy. We are excited and we hope that you'll be with us to the very end. Please follow us, subscribe, and share the link. Josephine, it's such a joy to have you today. Welcome to Boom Trust Podcast.
Thank you for having me today.
Thank you. I'm so overjoyed. And today we just want to hear about your life story. I'm so sure there's a lot more that you want to share with our audience today. And as a person, from childhood, you have bravely fought and navigated all the difficulties that are associated and come with cerebral palsy. And so we just want to hear about your life story. We are going to want to let you just speak from your heart.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me today. And once again, my name is Josephine Mwende. I was born with a condition known as cerebral palsy. We can normally say that this is not a disease, it's just a condition which has no cure, and again, it doesn't define who I am. The best thing a person can do is just to accept who they are and what they can change. They just leave what they cannot change. Yeah, cerebral palsy is not a disease. Yeah.
Awesome. Cerebral palsy is not a disease.
Yeah.
It is a condition.
Sure.
And you can outlive every challenge and every barrier like any other person. Sure. This is just a condition, and people have different conditions. Sure. And I want to really appreciate and applaud you for all that you have done. Please tell us how your childhood was as a child growing up.
Thank you so much for your question. The funny thing is that when I was growing up, I've been the firstborn in a family of four. I didn't notice that I had this condition until when my time came for me to join school. Now my mom took me to, in quotes, a regular school where there were no special children or any other. So I just went to a regular school with other children in a homestead. And there, that is when I came to know, oh, I'm different. You know, when you are in the village, those schools, during break time or PE time, a teacher could come when you are playing outside and they could tell you, now, can you draw something on the soil? And then I could see other children doing it using their fingers. They could draw different shapes, different things on the sand. But when I tried to do like they were doing, I couldn't.
You couldn't.
So that is when now I came to know, oh, so I'm different from them. My fingers cannot cooperate. Like how they were doing their drawings and also the molding and all that. So that is when now I came to know I'm different. Now by then, my mom's friends noticed me, and she talked to mom, and she advised mom to take me to a special school, whereby she did. She took me to Zika, Joytown Primary School, and now when I joined Joytown, I found other children who had even worse conditions than this of mine. And that is now when I came to realize. So there were others who were even worse than I am. Because I remember my mom telling me, oh, what's after seeing other children in the school. Yeah, and that is now how I began my schooling in a special school.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you went to Joytown, Thika, and you did all your primary schooling.
Yes.
And then tell us a little bit more about, as a child, did you get friends? Were people like welcoming in your neighborhood? How was it? Were people really understanding? And when you came into your teenagehood, did you get people who really embraced you so easily? Yeah,
Now,
just tell us. I'm just curious to know about
it's
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, growing up in the village, you know how children are so loving, they are so
Yes.
interactive. So if it is playing catches, I was very active in those games because they didn't even show me that I was different. They could involve me, we could play, we could even play hide and seek, taking the cattle to taking the cattle to maybe to feed and also to going to fetch firewood, going to the river. I could do everything like they were doing. So they were not leaving me behind or now discriminating me because of my condition. So they could involve me as much as they could. And the reason as well they could do this to me is because my mom did not hide me. She showed me love. She just accepted me the way I was, and I can see that is one thing that really contributed on how people treated me in the village, because I didn't face any kind of discrimination as I was growing up. Although now, as when I went to boarding school, now there are gaps. You have left this part of the village, now you are in a boarding school. Now when you go home, you find other new children, maybe you did not leave them there. Now you see, they could also see you funny. Why are you shaking? Why can't you do things like we are doing and all that? But they could not question me just directly. What you could see some maybe imitating you, walking and all that, but that was not I think that it did not push me away because for what I do and what I believe in is what do you tell yourself? Who are you? What do you want to achieve in this life? And one major thing, if you have really accepted who you are, even if the world is against you, you will conquer.
Amen.
Yeah.
There are very important nuggets you have given us. Number one, your mother did not reject you.
Yes.
Your mother did not hide you.
Yeah.
Your mother did not treat you different.
Yes.
She loved you, she embraced you,
Yeah, sure.
she accepted who you are, and she supported you all through.
Sure.
And maybe that is something you just want to tell other mothers out there who have children with disabilities. What will you tell them about that?
Okay, to all mothers out there, maybe you have that child with cerebral palsy. Remember, this is not a disease. Remember, there was a reason to why you were chosen to have that special child, and there was also a reason as to why that child was not given to a neighbor, but you were the only one who was chosen, because I know God trusted you with that child, and there was a reason as to why you got that child. The only thing that you can do to them is just show them love, involve them, don't treat them differently. If you are giving alcohol to other children, also give them some duties to do. Just look at their ability, what they can do. I believe everyone has that one thing that they do the best. So just involve them, embrace them, and just love them. Love is enough.
Amen. Thank you so much. Now, there's also another thing that you said. You said that children imitated you. You could see their attitude, especially the ones who were not there before, and then you come and you find them there. So they begin maybe to laugh. They begin to imitate. Their attitude could tell.
Yeah.
And many times people do that because they are thinking that because you have cerebral palsy, you don't think, you don't reason, you don't see. And so they don't think that whatever they do has in any way a way of affecting you or affecting your emotions, because they just tend to think that you are there. But look at it, you actually saw how they walked and imitated you, and you knew exactly what they were doing. Now, for me, that is just that particular point. I want you again to talk to the public, let them know about a person with cerebral palsy. Whatever you talk, they hear, whatever, when you speak, they hear, they understand, they process information like any other person. They actually see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And at times people tend to think different. They tend to think you don't understand, you don't see, you don't hear, and all those things. Please, as a person with cerebral palsy, please speak to the public about that.
So,
Educate us a little bit about that.
So to the public, it's not always good to assume things. When you see a person with cerebral palsy, don't assume that they are, that in a way, they are lesser beings. No, they are just complete human beings. They are human like any other human being. The only thing that is maybe different is the outer appearance. But anything else, they have a very high IQ. Just let them and see. So the only thing that we can do as public is just to accept them, love them. Disability or cerebral palsy is not a challenge. The main obstacle is the society and the barriers that they create between us. If we remove the barriers, then our impairment has nothing to do with us. We are okay with it. We can navigate life with it. So you, the society, are the ones who create the barriers for us. You make it even difficult for us to even realize that we have a disability. So if you encounter anyone with cerebral palsy, just embrace them. They are just human beings like any other human beings, because I always tend to think, if maybe you think someone is a lesser being, then why do we all have oxygen? Why don't we have another oxygen for people with cerebral palsy and other oxygen for any other people who have cerebral palsy? So, in short, we are all equal, just some differences maybe in our appearances. We are created different. And I always hear people saying that persons with cerebral palsy are able different. I believe everyone is able differently. No one is perfect, and your way of thinking is not that other person's way of thinking. We are all different. What we need as persons with cerebral palsy is just you accepting us and embracing diversity. We can do it. We are capable.
Thank you. Wow. That is quite inspiring. Persons with disabilities are equal just to any other person. Having a disability doesn't make a person to be any lesser. Having cerebral palsy doesn't mean this person doesn't see, doesn't understand, doesn't process information. They have a very big IQ.
Sure.
That is what she has said.
Sure.
They have a very big IQ. So don't assume and don't, leave out treating them as if they are lesser human beings. They are not disabled. The society is what creates the disability.
Sure.
They have a condition, but they are not disabled. So don't create the disability where there is no disability. I think that is enough for today. So we'll be back again with another podcast where Josephine is going to tell us about her achievements in life, because she has achieved a lot. We have already seen she is the Miss Inclusive second runners-up 2024, and therefore this is a big person. This is an inspiration to the youth and to the children with cerebral palsy, and she has a story to tell. Stay put, stay tuned, keep hope alive. Please remember to subscribe and to follow us on all our social media handles. Until next time, beauty out of Mire. Boom.